What is going on, everybody? Brett here, and we're back today playing some more Wargroove, and I am super excited to continue this game. We did the first 3 levels. We're on level 4. We're still in a bit of a tutorial phase, and while I was sitting here kind of waiting to start recording, I took a look at some of the extras in this game, and it's something that I want to go through when we get maybe to the end of today's episode. But there's so much to do in this game. And it's such a complete experience. I want to say kudos to the people that made this, Chucklefish, for not taking any shortcuts. There's just so many extra features, and we'll get into those after we do a mission or two today. So let's continue our campaign. Pick up where we left off last time. Here we go. Okay. So we are Mercia still, and the map's name is Worst Enemies Forever. Unhappy with her defeat, Ragnar decides to take matters into her own hands. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in, play the mission. Listen to my terrible voice acting. So you won. Who even cares? All you did was beat up a few lousy, stinking skeletons. He shakes his head and runs away. I care, and I won't stop until my kingdom is safe. Grr, says Caesar. Enough messing around. So let me know in the comments, guys, whether or not my audio is better for this episode. I fooled with it a lot. I listened to it, and I think we've got it in a good place. Okay. So Emmerich is trying to teach us some new things. Ragnar has moved deep into the region. She's even got a stronghold. Guessing that's this. A stronghold is a really important structure that anchors a faction to a region. To win, we can either defeat the stronghold or Ragnar herself. I understand. I'm joining this fight personally. So now we get our commanders. Look, over there. One of our knights has beaten us here. So it's also giving us knights. Knights are strong, fast-moving units. However, they're unable to capture structures. Only infantry and commanders can do that. Alright, that's good to know. Knights sound great. Let's get started. Hold your horses. It seems this knight is low on health. Is there something we can do to help? Indeed, there is. This is where reinforcement comes into play. So we did this kind of on our own. We figured it out in the last episode. Simply move a wounded unit next to one of your structures and select reinforce. Okay, let's do it. So I'm guessing we're clicking on this guy. Sadly, structures are unable to regain health through reinforcement. However, their health will gradually be restored over time, as will that of certain units. All structures regain 10 health every turn. And all commanders, such as yourself, regain 5%. Okay. So we're going to move in here. Reinforce 360. And that hurts our town, but heals our knight. So excellent, our knight's back to full health. Yes, though it's important to note that reinforcing has its drawbacks. First, reinforcing a unit costs an amount of gold proportional to the unit's value. And second, the health restored to the unit is taken from the health of the structure. Got it. Reinforcements cost gold and transfers health from the structure. Okay, I should start by taking control of these barracks in nearby villages. Okay. So if we take a look at her unit card, she can move 4. The heroic queen of Cherrystone fights for her people with the mighty cherry blade. She's effective against a ton of stuff. Okay. Alright, so we can move her there. And I think we know that the swordsmen get crits whenever they stand next to commanders. So I feel like you kind of always want to have your at least 1 unit, maybe even 2 units of swordsmen nearby your commanders so that you can get that crit bonus. Alright, let's see what Ragnar does. We can check out her unit card whenever we get a second. And they're going to take their village, which is going to net them some gold. So it looks like the game's giving us a pretty big advantage. It's going to give us 3 of these villages to generate gold. So we'll be in an advantage when it comes to how many quality units we can produce per turn. As commanders, you and Ragnar are both powerful units on the battlefield. You can easily take down most infantry units in enemy structures single-handedly. Make the most of your strengths as a commander without risking your neck. Remember, the team that loses their commander also loses the battle. Okay, I can do this. Alright, so our objective is... So we can go to overview and check it out. So we're currently making the same amount, 200, 200. We have the same number of units. We have more gold. And we can look at the map. Alright. So now it's our turn again. So let's capture this.
I'm going in.
Very good. Oh, don't want to end turn. Still getting used to the controls, guys. And we will move forward here with our swordsman. And as for our knight. So, I discovered that this is how you check the range of the units around you. So, we want to move our knight to here. It's outside of his attack range. But I think the knight, let's look at how far the knight can move, especially on the roads. So, knights have movements of 6. Okay. I really wish I could tell what some of these were. I know it's pixel art, but like I have no idea at this point in the game what those are. But we've moved in such a way that we're threatening this village. And I think that's pretty strategic. So let's also go ahead and make another swordsman recruit. And I'm sure they'll do something similar. So they made a pikeman. And they made kind of a defensive line here. Ragnar just recruited a dread spear, a Felheim spearman. Okay. It would be prudent to check the spearman's info screen, just like we've been doing. Let me direct your attention to the table at the bottom. Yeah, we've been reviewing these. This table tells us which unit the spearman is especially effective against. So this is cavalry, apparently. Oh no, it says that they're effective against cavalry. So the dogs and the cavalry kind of look similar. Yes, the spearman will deal extra damage against units such as our knight. Go ahead and close this window when you're ready. That makes sense. You know, it's a paper, scissors, rock style game. It makes sense that a spearman would do well against a knight. And we have to remember that if there are ever 2 of these standing next to each other, they get a crit bonus. We should make sure not to put our knight in any unnecessary danger. This would be a good time to check the enemy's movement range. So it's going to teach us how to do what I already kind of figured out how to do on my own. So how do I do that? Let me show you. So we hold down our left click and it shows us how far they can move. And yeah, it's a big deal to be aware of where you are in your enemy's movements in a game like this. So I should keep that knight out of reach of the dread spear. Good thinking, Mike Weed. Okay. So I kind of like where the knight is. Ragnar has a pretty huge movement range as well. We could get up in the forest and off the road. Okay, didn't mean to do that. I want to check everyone's movement. Because I don't really want to get in range of anything. So this skeleton warrior may come and attack our spearman, but we're going to have a crit bonus because he's standing next to our commander. And the knight, I think we should move the knight into the forest here for a defensive bonus. And he's very close. He's still within striking distance of the village, which I think the enemy has to be worried about. And he's outside the range of Ragnar, any skeletons, anything like that. And now we have 500 gold. And I think we should just make a ranger. And see if we can't, you know, wear them down through attrition. So this is exactly what I wanted. I feel like we kind of baited them into this attack. Anytime they get the attack off, it's bad for us. And they're putting themselves in a bit of a defensive position.
Interesting.
This part of Cherrystone is more forested than I remember. we may be able to use this to our advantage. Different terrain types have different advantages and disadvantages. So it's like I kind of pointed out in the last episode. You see the little shields at the bottom. You may have noticed that traveling through a forest will slow you down. Now that you mention it, I also noticed that units struggle with mountains. Additionally, some terrain will increase or decrease the defense of a unit. Forest will give you a boost in defense, while rivers will make you vulnerable. You can read more about each terrain type by checking its tile info. I will, thanks Emmerich. So just by right-clicking on a tile, it shows you no defense here. So we can take this attack with our archer. It requires him to move, but now he's in a great position. And that'll take them out. Useless skeletons. If you surrender, we can just end this now. We don't have to keep fighting. Never. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So, it looks like she can't attack anyone who's standing in this position. So we could put her here. Put this guy here and reinforce. Heal him up. And then we can come down here and let's make a pikeman. I don't know if the enemy is going to have access to knights. But here's the thing. I think we can attack this skeleton with impunity. Because if she decides to come in here and like avenge him, she's going to be in trouble. So let's take this attack. Because I think Mercia and our swordsman and our archer will all be able to focus fire her down. Nice, so we don't lose a single unit. Very good. And we could attack this. Let me go into options real quick, if there's a way to do that right now. Is it under mission? Options. Okay, let's check out, because this is the point where I think we might need the number badges. Okay. So this is a 7, and we can do 70%. I think we can take them off of this village without losing a single thing. And we'll take a ton of damage from the pikemen, but I think we can just retreat. So we may be able to take her off some income. And if she attacks the knights, if the pikemen attack the knights, I think we're just fine with that. Because then we're going to get... Oh, they survive. That sucks. But then we're going to get a freebie on the skeleton, and we'll be in a pretty solid defensive position on the stronghold. So our knights should survive, which is I think all we care about. Because with their movement, we're going to be able to escape. Yeah, and she's going to come up and finish them. Well, that was a horrible play, only really because we did not take out the village, which means she did not have to recapture it, which is why I don't like those numbers. I feel like they're a little bit misleading. It's like we were doing 70% damage, and the village had 7, next to it. So let me go back to the health bars. I definitely should have checked. Yeah, I should have remembered that there's a little screen here that tells me. Cancel. Interesting. Can our archers do anything? Does not appear so. Let's start moving our pikemen up. And we'll just make another pikeman. I think if you're going to make one pikeman, you probably need to make 2 to give them that crit bonus. And we can wipe out the skeleton, but then this dude will certainly die. So I guess what I'm asking myself is it worth it to trade 1 for 1 with the enemy? And I think it is, because we make more gold than they do. And I think the point is that we need to make it so that we can punish her if she tries to come up and attack. That will be well within range to retaliate. Okay, let's see if this is a good move. I'm not an expert at this game, guys, or even really games like this. It's kind of my first foray into this. I just hope I don't completely suck. Interesting. So she made herself a bit vulnerable, so now we get the opportunity to attack her. She gets to retaliate? That can't be right. We don't want to move. I think what we may need to do is move these guys out of the way. And we want to attack with the swordsman first, because we get the crit bonus. Yeah, we'll get the crit bonus, and then let's get up here. Let's get up here. I think I want to build another ranger. Okay, so this is pretty crucial for us. We'll attack her. She'll deal huge damage to us. Yeah, but we should be able to hurt her pretty badly with Mercia. Yes, this is what we want to do. Let's soften her up even more. 10% here. She cannot retaliate. Perfect. And we're even catching her on the road, which is great, because she has no defensive bonus. We'll get one bonus from being in the plains. Nice. So this is huge. We'll pretty much recover the damage she did to us, but she won't be able to recover the damage we did to her. She has the means to kind of retaliate on us. Okay, that wrecks those dudes. Ooh, she moved into the mountains. That was a smart play. She takes out our swordsman. We're probably going to take some fire here from the archers. Thankfully, we have a little bit of defense. Okay, not too bad. And in the pikeman versus pikeman fight, they'll win because they have the attack. But if we reinforce them next turn, maybe we can help them. Ooh, keep kind of clicking the wrong buttons there. Alright, let's move forward. And let's make another swordsman. Cut costs a bit. And I think if we just shoot her, then follow up here, she's dead and we win. Her being in the mountains is pretty awesome for her because it's a very defensive position. And here it looks like we just get an opening attack of 30%, and that should be game. So she got greedy. She got greedy and we were able to take her out. That's awesome. We baited her into a bit of a trap. You did it. Phew, that was tough. I lost? That's impossible. The skeletons are so disappointed in her. Impossible? You must have cheated. You cheated, didn't you? No, I didn't. It seems pretty difficult to have a reasonable conversation with you. So I'm gonna go. We can't be friends. You better run. Whoa. Lord Valder.
Ragnar.
Quiet, Ragnar. You disgrace yourself. Stand aside and let me fix your mess. Victory! And we got an S rank. Awesome. So we did a good job. And we got stars, which is something I'm going to show you guys why that's cool in just a bit. So we did that pretty fast. So congratulations, you unlocked additional lore about Ragnar. We'll read the lore at the end of today's episode, along with some of the other features that we check out. Okay. So the next one, this looks like a big city. Lord of the Dead. With Cherrystone overwhelmed, Mercia must get her people to safety. Okay, let's jump in here. Get my arrow out of the way. So we meet at last, Queen Mercia of Cherrystone.
My queen.
My queen, that's Valder, Lord of the Felheim Legion, Master of the Fel Gauntlet. Guess that was his power gauntlet that we saw. That's Valder? Oh no! Ragnar has power but lacks discipline. I fall short on neither. This is a battle we cannot win! So we retreat, but where do we go? The Gloomwoods. It's our only option. The Gloomwoods? But... oh no, Caesar's scared. Does the Queen of Cherrystone give up her throne so easily? Caesar's having none of that.
Let's go.
The real boss. Let's start the retreat. We have no choice. I'd have been like, Caesar, hold the line. Oh, Lord, what do we have to do now?
Huh?
Has word spread? Does everyone know we're leaving? They do. The citizenry is already on the move. That's a peasant. They're coming via the West Road, but the Felheim Legion isn't far behind. We have to get them out of here fast. Indeed, we had best use the wagon to ferry them toward our stronghold. Vehicles like these cover a lot of ground, on roads especially. They're the fastest way to reach the front line. I suggest you climb into this one yourself and then order it towards the villagers. Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Now you can move the wagon south closer to the location of the villagers. The wagon can only hold one unit at a time, and villagers count as one unit. When you arrive, exit the wagon using drop so that the villagers can climb aboard. Wow, they really can cover a lot of distance on roads. We could get all the way to here. That's insane. Awesome. So it'll probably be a good idea in huge battles to have a wagon kind of sitting back here to ferry units to the front lines. Okay, I made it. I better get these villagers into the wagon. Yes, you can drop them off near our barracks. Now I'm here, I can look out for enemy troops. Yes, and with the wagon near the barracks, you're able to ferry more units to your side. Alternate the use of the wagon to transport your troops to battle and the villagers to safety. I will, thank you, Emmerich. Alright, so this is definitely an evacuation mission. And I'm guessing that, yeah, they've moved as much as they can. I have no idea where the enemy is going to come from. But I have a feeling that I want to get my knights out of here. This gives me a ton of gold per turn. May even consider making another wagon to like double the speed that we can get units out of there. And I'm very tempted to... let's bring one pikeman here and the other one here so that they get that crit bonus. And as soon as something pops out of there, because I'm sure it will, our pikemen may be able to engage on it. Ooh, 3 units down south. The Felheim Legion, I have to protect the villagers. What if we lose one of the groups? Go. As a commander, you're strong enough to handle this first wave on your own. I'm sure I am, and then I'll probably have to reinforce from this village here. Okay. And then we can get our guys up here, drop them off here. Move our archers down. Move our knight down. Can't go in the forest. We'll leave him on the road. Maximize his movement, I guess. And then now we have enough to make... let's just recruit a simple swordsman. And I kind of have no doubt that we're going to be engaged on from this part. So I like having a pikeman right at the entrance. So the archer can shoot at our village, but they don't have the movement they need to take it. Perfect. And our pikemen are now in position. We could take out the archers, which I think we do 100%. But can we do it without... No, let's... it's a little bit frustrating. Let's bring down our rangers here. Let's bring down our swordmen. Start moving this villager that way. And I guess we can... If they're all going to be coming from the west, we should bring the wagon over. Want to make another knight. And we should park this dude here and then attack here. We get a defensive bonus, we get a crit bonus. They fight on the road and we get the attack initiative. They won't do anything to us. Perfect. Okay. So that's, that part of the jigsaw puzzle. Now, I think we attack these skeletons. Pretty much wreck them. It says she's strong enough to do it on her own, which I don't doubt. But if we can clean these dudes up quickly, that seems optimal. And if we need to heal, we have this village right here. If we can protect it with some of these archers, that would be great. More refugees have arrived on the West Road, and others will follow. Oh no, that sucks. Really should have checked their movement. I didn't expect them to bypass, the stuff we had going on there. Okay, they take an unadvantageous fight. We're going to get a crit. So we should be able to clean up both of them pretty easily. One skeleton wants to attack our village. And is going to die for it. Great, that's one less thing we need to attack. Alright, they're just throwing themselves at us. Which is good for us. And another wave is incoming. First things first, let's load up the wagon. And bring them as far as we can get. Drop them off in the grass. We should certainly bring our knight up. I think we kind of messed him up. We probably should have done this first. I think we could have got an extra movement or two if we didn't have to cut through the grass. This dude we can bring on the road here. I think we should recruit another ranger. So our knight here can just crush this dude. Which is great. Okay, I don't know why we weren't allowed to reinforce there. That kind of sucks. But I think we're going to also back up to here. Because they can't reach anything. And if we pull them back to here, we will be able to hopefully very easily counterattack them. And I think that's all we can do. Oh no, we need to clear out these dudes. So great pikeman defense here. And we even have like a full health pikeman that we're not even using. So let's end turn. I wonder how many peasants it's going to make us save. So this is perfect for us. So we can shoot these guys without taking any damage. It's going to force us to move into melee range of the skeletons, but we'll be taking them out this turn as well. So no big deal. I think this is what I want. It's going to leave my knights vulnerable to attack from the other pikemen. But it leaves a space available for our swordsmen to come in and finish the job. And it makes it so that our rangers are a lot less likely to be retaliated against.
I won't hold back.
Alright, very nice. And we're going to move our wagon and stuff out of the way. Let's save this little guy. Well, let's move him as far as we can. No point not to.
Very well.
Well done, Queen Mercia. The first of the villagers has made it to safety to the pass. Keep going. And we'll bring one of our rangers up north to help. Let's kill off this skeleton with our crit bonus. And I think we leave the other one alone. And if they're going to attack someone, we want them to attack the healthier one. And if we move here, the pikemen can't hurt us. Okay. So now, I'm just going to make another swordsman.
I'll save you all.
More villagers. We'll keep you safe. Turn 5. I wonder how many I need to save. I wonder if it tells me that, actually. I should check. So we're going to lose some knights here, no doubt. But we should be able to fall back and reinforce from the village. The pikemen attack our pikemen with a little bit better defense than them. But we should be able to retaliate and kill them. I don't think we'll die here. No. But if he killed the pikeman, that would have been sweet. Okay, so let's just take out these dudes, get them out of the way. Our knight needs to fall back and reinforce. Mercia, she's in like wonderful health. We can clean these guys up, but we're going to take some damage to do it, unfortunately. I almost think we need to bring another archer down instead of north. Yeah, let's make another swordsman. Let's just really shore up the top area. And I think we want to get in here and attack. I just don't see a good way to do it with, and also give our swordsman that crit bonus from standing next to her. She can take a little bit of damage because she does heal. Oh, she's on fire. What does that even mean? So we're going to kill these guys, but our swordsmen are a pretty vulnerable position. I guess if they're the ones taking the damage, we're okay with that. Girl, you on fire. I don't know what that means, though. Okay. So let's very quickly check out the overview and see if it tells us how many we need. All villagers. Okay, so it doesn't really tell us. Alright, the last little thing we need to figure out is how do we want to do this? I think we take a little bit of damage on our knights. Just a little. We may not even lose one of their unit models. Yeah, and then our pikemen should be able to finish them off. I wish we had some way to heal them that wasn't revolving around going back to like a village or something. Alright, turn 6. So in comes the knight. She's hurt. Yeah, she's going to take a lot of damage on this round, I think. If she killed 2 of these, that would be big. No, she's too hurt. And our swordsman's going to take a pretty rough hit here as well. Man, we're not in great shape all of a sudden. Love to know why I'm on fire. I feel, I don't know, fired up. So, here we go. It's your groove! So, alright. This is the namesake of the game, Wargroove, I guess. So we're in the groove. You have charged it for the very first time. Grooves are a gift. Commanders like you and I charge them as we battle. You must use your groove to benefit your forces. I want to use it to heal them. Ah, so we do get a heal. Focus your energy and cast a healing aura. It will restore some measure of health to you and any nearby friends and allies. When used at the right time, this ability may very well turn the tide of battle. Okay. Well, I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure how to do that quite yet. I'm sure like if I click to go to like a unit tile or to go to a tile, it'll probably give me the option to groove. So like if I come here, I can heal both of these. Let's attack these skeletons with our knight first. Get them out of here. Then we can move here. Use our healing aura. That's a pretty big effect. Is it like a full heal? Gregarious Groover. Okay. That's a pretty big heal. That was amazing. Can I do that all the time? Only when you have fought enough to charge your groove fully. The charge will slowly build up on its own, but fighting and defeating enemies will accelerate the process. Therefore, if a weakened enemy is nearby, it's sensible to land the finishing blow yourself. The quicker to charge your groove. But remember, we can't afford to lose you, so don't overstretch yourself. Okay, I understand. Thanks, Emmerich. Alright. This is a bit rough. We get the bonus from standing next to our commander, but we're gonna get wrecked. Anyway, let's move our swordsman down. We have an archer here. Wow, we can. Okay, so we can one-shot these dudes, or we can hurt these enough that way we can take them out with our swordsman, and I think that's the play. I have to imagine that knights are much more valuable than a half-damaged unit of swordsmen. Okay. And now... Interesting. Move up here. Move here. And we can buy another ranger. Or we can just go cheap and buy a pikeman. So this went well. It's kind of like the world is our oyster here. We could attack from the forest and crush these rangers. Our pikemen are going to be super beat up. But I like having the knights from the forest as a defensive point. They'll always have a pretty huge advantage over anything that enters from the road. I don't know if we have a good attack. But we don't want to let them attack us, is the thing. I think we just attack them with our bonus. We don't die. And then we bring in our healthier unit here to nearly finish them off. And the next turn, we'll have our archers standing by, ready to shoot. Another group of refugees, Your Majesty. Okay, so we've got a few more turns left we need to survive. Okay, they killed a horse. This is actually good for us. They're going to finish themselves off so we don't have to waste a movement. Our knight should just be able to dispatch those dudes. And our pikemen are going to be, even in their damaged state, I have to imagine that they're going to be super effective. Versus that knight that's just showed up. Okay. Let's get in the wagon. And let's make another knight. We can just bring the wagon up to here and drop them off there. Let's use her to finish him off, to charge her groove once again.
Brace yourself.
Okay, and we should be able to reinforce, I guess. Yes, let's reinforce with them. Can back up here with our swordsman a bit. That's a pretty nice little squad we have down there. And we definitely want to soften these knights up with our archers before we try and do anything silly with our pikemen. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll move these pikemen here to give ourselves the crit, which will allow us to kill those knights without taking any damage at all. Perfect. And now our knights, despite the fact that they're up in the mountains, it won't matter. We'll run them down, no retaliation. And that's pretty good. Our knight doesn't need to do anything. Kind of just curious how far he can move, though. God, I love their movement. Alright, let's end the turn. And we're doing great. One more peasant escapes. And let's get our wagon back into position. Let's get another knight going down south. Ranger's going to tear up those pikemen. Our knight is going to crush these archers. We're getting it, guys. We're in the groove. We are in the groove. We're going to get the kill ourselves with Mercia, so we can charge up some more. Wow, she already has charged up. That's great. Wow, we don't do nothing to pikemen. That sucks. Yeah, we really don't even want to attack them. Let's get on the other side of Mercia. Send our pike buddies up. And we can make... Let's make one more pikeman. And then next turn we should be able to make another knight to help us quickly reinforce. So is that everybody? And I think that's everyone we need to move. We could put the ranger here. Maybe put the knight there. Okay. And this pikeman here. I like that. Let's end turn. Alright, so at least another... Yeah, so these are the last of the refugees. Once they're safe, you must escape too. Alright. So this could take a few more turns. And they're getting on our knights. That sucks. But we can pull them back. We'll see if anyone else shows up to fight. This weather. Valder must be near. So apparently this dude just brings rain. We must hurry, though it will be harder now. Our ranged ground units won't be able to fire as far in severe weather. Okay, so weather. There's a weather factor here. That's very interesting. So my groove is... active, I guess you could say. Let's get that crit bonus. We'll take some damage, but then we should heal. But I'm guessing we need to start pulling back with Mercia if she needs to escape as well.
I'll save you all.
Wow, this is very strong. So all of those dudes are back to full health. Come back here and reinforce. Let's get you back. Pull our little pikeman buddy out of the way so that the wagon can go as far as possible. Bring our secondary knight down here. Next pike buddy goes up. You go here. And we need to make... whatever. We're a few gold short because we reinforced. So we'll just make a swordsman. And there we go. That's pretty strong defensive geometry if I've ever seen it. And let's end our turn. So we're at least 2 turns away from getting the peasants out. Oh, there's Valder. Can we not beat him? Fleeing your kingdom, a true queen would face ruin with her head held high. Valder! My queen, do not engage Valder in battle. You can't defeat him, but you can save these people.
I won't let you down.
You're right. Man, I would have thought I could kill this dude. Well, if we're not supposed to fight him and we're supposed to run with her... Let's bring the wagon down. I'm just not sure what the order of operations here is exactly, so give me a second to figure it out. I don't want to mess this up. So I definitely see a scenario where we can... Let's attack these first. Okay. So now our swordsmen with their crit bonus should be able to just wipe them out. Okay, we can run in here with our knights and kill off these rangers, which I think is cool. I think we just need to slow them down so that she can get out. And we're going to use the wagon to try and get her out. I'm just not sure exactly who we should move first. And that's all I'm figuring out right now. We definitely want to do this attack. I think we're going to do it that way. We lose our commander bonus. We get a defensive bonus instead. But it frees up the space for our knight to come down. So now we attack this dude. We maintain our commander bonus, so it's important that we moved her last. And that when we come up here, we can now charge and crush these dudes. So we were able to take out 3 of their number and heavily damage one of them before, they were able to do really anything. Okay. So I think we needed to bring the wagon down first, that way we could load her. Let's attack the archers. We may need to fall back with our knight. Let's attack those pikemen. And if we stay with the knight, we're going to die. So let's just fall back. I think we messed this up a little bit. I did not want the rangers to move in here. I didn't think they needed to attack. I should have been paying better attention. But the play was to hit here, use this damaged pikeman to finish off, and then, use the rangers to soften up this guy. And then we would be fine. We might lose one pikeman, but we have another one standing right here. So having this ranger move up here meant that I couldn't do anything with my knight. And it kind of is going to mess us up just a bit. And we should definitely build one more knight. Okay. End turn. Let's see what Valder can do. We've got him boxed in pretty nicely.
Behold the fell gauntlet.
Jesus. Okay. Seems strong. And we're probably going to lose our rangers now because we placed them in such poor position. Ooh, and the pikemen may finish us. No, of course not. Okay. They're going to kill our weak little pike guy. No, he's been there since the beginning. Yeah, and that makes us lose our bonus. And he summons a lot more guys. There's a ton coming from every direction. Okay. Let's get her in there. First, we need to move the peasant. The peasant's kind of in the way. Then we'll move her, drop, right in front. Kind of feeling like we should just sacrifice these knights to get rid of these rangers. They're going to get wrecked next turn, but I think that's okay. Let's move the heck out of there. Bring a swordsman down. Bring a knight down. Get him in the grass. None of this may matter all that much just because we're going to be exiting the map, and I think that's all we need to do to win. So, but just in case, do we have to move there to do that? That's kind of sucks. Get on these archers. Now we can kill these archers. That frees up a space. And then we can move in with our swordsman and get the kill. I love how they brace with like a knee down. It's pretty cool. And I think at this point we just run with our knights. And maybe try and pull something off against these dudes next turn. They'll be fighting these. They'll probably kill them all. Alright, pikemen against knights, and we get one-shotted.
Return to dust.
Wow, and he one-shots our archers. I wonder if he always one-shots them, or they're just making him like an insta-kill boss right now, so that we don't try and fight him. I like to know that sort of stuff, but I'm not going to test it now, you know, on camera with you guys, so that you would have to watch me do this all over again. That would suck. So they're attacking our village. They won't be able to take it in one turn. They're going to take damage to do that. They probably could have softened it up with their archers first and then attacked it. These two swordsmen are doomed. But I think our initial like alpha strike on them really is going to prevent them from steamrolling fast enough to stop us. So, while we'll probably insta-win from getting her out of here, that was the last of the villagers. Time to get yourself to safety too, Queen Mercia. I'm on my way. So I think we would just win if we get them out of here, but we might get a better rank for getting some of these kills. just for instance, can we only get one extra kill? I guess so. But anyway, let's get this extra kill. Maybe that helps our rank out a little bit. And if that's all we can do... I think it is. Oh well, let's just get her the heck out of here. And win. You've made it. Well done, my queen. Okay, so we see them all together now. She escaped.
Ragnar.
Follow them. I'll hunt them down and turn them into mincemeat.
Sigrid.
Go with her. Make sure this gets done properly. And you. Felheim needs its master. I trust you to oversee this task. Very well. Valder. ... Ellipses. Alright, we did it. And we got an A rank, not an S rank. I guess maybe we took one too many turns, or maybe we lost one too many units. But I thought we did great there. As long as we get 3 stars. And we earned an achievement, Rookie Regent. That was close. We can't rest here. It's not safe. And we can't return without reinforcements.
Huh?
Can't we just regroup and... Valder is a skilled commander, and the gauntlet he wields is an artifact of immense power. To defeat him, we'll have to destroy it. But we haven't the strength to do that alone. So what do? We need to head east to Heavensong and seek aid from Empress Tenri. Tenri. Your father and the Empress were old friends. If anyone can help us, it's her. That's a long journey.
Let's go.
But we have to try. Meanwhile, Caesar's just peeping things that no one else can peep. Watch grass people pop out. Called it. Called it. Scyther looking Pokemon, dude. So we have to travel through the forest to get to them. And I'm guessing we'll encounter those plant people. So congratulations, you have unlocked the arcade game mode. And we have unlocked Arania in the Codex. Cool. So this is going to be it for us today, guys. I think we need to like save and exit. There we go. And we'll take a look before we leave at some of the extras. This has been a bit of a long video, but I think we should do this. Let's check out the jukebox. So this is something I found while I was messing around. I love this, guys. If you've ever heard of a game called Ogre Battle 64, it was for Nintendo 64. It's one of my favorite games of all time. This style here reminds me of it so hard. So what we can do is we can come in here and play the different soundtracks. And you get like this fun little animated thing. So I know I lowered the music, but... very cool. I lowered the music, but hopefully you could still hear it. So if you ever just wanted to come in here and chill out to the sounds, you certainly could. And then another feature that I noticed, and I unlocked some of it off camera, was the gallery. So first we get some concept art here, and you can unlock more based on the number of stars you have. So to me, this is very similar to another game I used to play, like the Jak and Daxter series, where you would get all these collectibles, and in the end you could unlock tons of concept art. So these are the ones that I unlocked so far. Different portraits of Mercia. But now that we've reached over 10 stars, we can unlock this one. So let's do that together. So now we get some sketches of Emmerich. That's pretty cool. Start with the beard. You always start with the beard. And then now we can unlock this one, showing his staff, different staff variations. Hood, no hood. Can we unlock one more? No, we need to beat one more level to get 3 stars and do that. And then before we go, I think we should read the codex. So some lore. So Urania. The continent of Urania is home to Felheim, Cherrystone, the Florid Lands, the Lost Leagues, Heaven's Song, and the island of the Dragon's Cradle. It is the home of our heroes and of our heroes' foes. Welcome to Urania. Please enjoy the view. Awesome. So now we have an idea of the name of the continent and what's all on here. Cherrystone. I don't know if I read this already. I think I did. I don't want to read anything that I already read to you guys. I don't want that to bore you. But just in case, let me take a second. I'll scroll through it slowly. So if you want to pause the video, you can read it yourself. Okay, and let's do this one. Also, I think my voice is starting to go a little bit, so I'm going to try and save it. But then we also unlocked info about the commanders. So when I was checking this out myself, I noticed that the bios were locked. So you only get a little bit at a time, which is something that I like. So I don't think we can just, we might get the first page of something of a character that we haven't met yet, but we're not going to really understand the full character until we beat the game. So I think, you know what, I'm going to save this for the next episode before my voice goes out. And today we had a really fun time taking down those 2 levels, and I think we're near the end of kind of the tutorial type levels. There's still quite a few things that haven't been introduced. Maybe in the next episode or 2 we'll learn about, I think flying units is a big thing. There's still different building types that we haven't seen. Siege weapons are a thing, so we'll get there, and then I'm sure by the time we finish that we'll be doing much bigger and more complicated missions. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I'm having a great time with this series, and I hope you are too. Let me know in the comment sections if you do enjoy it. That way I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to play this game no matter what, whether no one watches it. So don't worry if you're one of the few people that are watching it and you want me to continue. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. I appreciate every single subscription that I get. I'm a new YouTube channel, and no one's paying me to do this. I do this for fun. So every subscription I get really cheers me up and makes me want to keep going. And yeah, like the video if you did enjoy it. All that YouTube stuff. And that's going to be it. So see you in the next one, guys. I hope you have a great day and take care.